Good day, dear citizens of Los Santos. I'm your host, Jimmy Leprechaun. Today, we're here for an interview with the EMS Leader Apollo Grey and his Deputy Tinus Tag.
Thank you for the introduction, Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy. It's good to meet you guys. All right. So, yeah,
Okay,
without further ado, let's get started. Yeah.
so your first question,
Uh-huh.
Apollo, what made you become a leader?
All right. So, um, the reason I applied for being a leader of EMS was, uh, like, honestly, it was not my own. Like a few of my friends who have been working in the same organization, like they have been with me for a long time. And yeah, they're the ones who saw the leadership skill in me, and they told me that yeah, you should definitely apply for the leadership. You might get it. And I've been working here quite for some time, and I know the ins and outs out of in and outs of EMS, and I get along well with my employees. So and I considered all that, and I thought that it would be like a good. I would be a good fit for being the leader of EMS. And then I applied, and then uh, thankfully I got the role as leader of EMS.
The second question is for both of you guys, okay?
Uh-huh.
So why did you pick this org specifically?
When I came into the city, I did not know what I wanted, to be honest, and I did a couple of other jobs. Um, but eventually, I've always been somebody who likes to help people, and EMS was the organization that like pulled me in the most. So I applied there. I started up from being a trainee and worked myself up to deputy at the moment, and with lots of help of all the EMS employees and high commands, and of course Apollo. I learned a lot over here, and I feel at home here.
Right. And yeah, my case would be similar. I started out in city like some time back, and yeah, during the initial phase of my journey, I used to do club races a lot. So once and Uh, during club races, my friends would often say that they want to join organizations. As everyone during that time, everyone thought that organizations were tough to get into. And yeah, safe to say, the first time I got interviewed, I passed the interview then and there itself. And so here I am. I climbed the ranks in like 3 terms, and I'm before you as the chief of EMS.
What is your plans and goals for this organization?
So I've implemented a lot of changes. Okay, so I have I have made some change in bonuses. I have made some changes in my like how the training is going on. I have employed more FTOs who are field training officers. Okay, so most of our trainings get done on time. Okay, I've made changes to how like people manage the lobbies, and I'm very proud to like state the fact that during my term, like lobbies were almost never empty. Like there were a few cases when they were empty, but compared to the other terms, the lobbies were like running smoothly. And yeah, I think those are because of some of the changes I've implemented. I've instead of being like a higher up or something, I've approached my employees as like as a fellow employee rather than just giving a command to them. And yeah, I think it's functioning smoothly because of the decisions I made.
I have to agree on that. It's been a very nice. It's a very nice working with Apollo.
And Tinus, here's a question for you. If you had to change, if you had to make changes with the organization, what, with, of course, your workers, and that, how would you change the way the org runs as a deputy?
That's a tough question. Um, I believe things are running very smoothly right now. We have set protocols in place to help all the citizens in a very timely order. Um, I believe we could have more people on the streets at some point,
Yeah, true, true.
and that's something I would like to change. But we do have some obstacles to overcome over there. But I'm very confident it will work out.
If
Yeah.
I may, I would like to clear up why we don't have like units on calls. It's because of a certain internal issue that EMS is facing right now. Issue is that we have received like very little help from getting back our vehicles, and yeah, that's the reason why we only have like the big chunky trucks available for going on calls, and like those are risky to travel in, and so because of that, I personally made the decision to freeze calls until such a point of time because um, I've heard a lot of complaints from my employees about the vehicle, saying that they are not easy to control, saying that they don't reach their like call, they don't complete their calls on time. So that is the reason why, like from the second half of my term, I've completely frozen calls. So and depending on who the next leader might of a next chief of EMS might be, it's their opinion. It's their choice to either like start resume calls or just continue the freeze. So it's entirely up to them.
Okay. And here now is our second question, Apollo. How did you
Mhm.
pick your HCs, your high commands?
Okay, so the deputies that I have with me have like I've known them for a long time. Okay, I've been working them for 3 or 4 terms. So like I choose to take deputies like who do good work and who are trustable for like most of my deputies get paperwork done, all right, and not deputies. Most of my high command get paperwork done. All that I've like given them everyone a small portion of paperwork to do so that we can finish it on time. So my deputies are in charge of like making sure this stuff like gets completed on time. And I can't just give this job to anyone. I need people who I can trust to be my deputies. So that's my criteria for picking deputies. And for high command, what I usually do is the first like stepping stone to becoming a high command is like becoming an field training officer, and once they train a certain set of people, they're eligible to become to be promoted to a high command position. All right, so I usually give them the dean position, which is the lowermost position of high command, and based on their performance, entirely based on their performance, their interaction with different employees, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
give them like higher promotions. Yeah, that's the only way that I prefer more on their performance and their like attitude with different employees rather than my own personal like relationships or whatever that I may have with them.
Okay. And Tinus, this is a question for you.
All right.
What departments do you have and what are their purpose?
We have the medicine department. They usually work in the lobbies, making medicine and delivering medicine. And we have the ambulance services, which mostly do work on the streets, and either through the air rescue department or through the ambulances on the streets. So those are the two departments. We have the FTOs, of course, who train them all, the preference of an employee and where he wants to grow to. And when he grows in rank, he can also choose his own department, which he would like to be in. And it's
Okay.
up to high command, of course, to either put him in one of either divisions.
Apollo, do you have any other questions that or any other words that you want to put out to the citizens of Los Santos?
To the citizens of Los Santos, like I'd like to pass a message that they're welcome to come to EMS, all right. So I don't know if I'll be available then because my term, this is the last day of my term, honestly, and I'm quite glad that I got to have an interview with you and spread my message in the last day of my term. So I might not be here, but still EMS will remain the same. So even if anyone wants to join or anyone wants, if people want treatment, no one will be declined. You are welcome to join EMS or and provide your services here. That's all I want to say.
I'm gonna be ending it here now. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. Thank you, Jimmy, for the interview.
Thank you for
Um,
your time, Jimmy.
dear citizens of Los Santos, this was the interview with the EMS leader, Apollo Grey. Thank you for listening to radio station Lifeinvader.